So maybe I'll do the inverse.
Okay.
What's the biggest light of hope in agriculture for you, Josh? You, Kirk?
I'd say the greatest asset. It turns into the greatest. I'm going to take that, and what's the greatest asset? For me personally, it's been quit doing what we're told to do and question why we're doing what we're doing. Not that what we're doing is wrong, but it really made me rethink a lot of things in my operation. That why am I doing it now? Why am I applying this here? Why, lots of whys. And just learning to ask good questions. And that's just period as a human being. You can learn to ask good questions as a human being. Any aspect, whether you're putting tires on your truck, what tires you're picking, what gas to put in your car, what food to eat, doesn't matter. If you can learn to ask good questions, you can really start to hone in on clearing a lot of that ringing in your head of everyone talking in your head. And it's people tell me, I have the what do I say this? The blessing and curse of talking to a lot of farmers. The blessing, because I hear a lot of perspectives, and the curse is I hear a lot of pain and frustration with people. And everyone feels divided. Like there's no such thing as a neighbor anymore. Like a neighbor now has a negative connotation to it. Mm-hmm. And it used to be, that's my neighbor. And that was a blessing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now that's my neighbor, which is the guy that's competing for me with land. Mm-hmm. And, dude, I'll give a lot of credit to power of social media. Most anything has a power to be good and a power to be bad. But there's still neighbors out there, the good neighbor. Mm-hmm. And I've been fortunate to meet some of those people. And I've been fortunate to be able to connect some of those people together. Mm-hmm. Because then you can just the ability to bounce an idea off someone that you can develop a relationship with and trust is the most beneficial thing to a farmer that there, in my opinion, will ever be. It's more powerful than any product. It's more powerful than any application, any seed company, anything. And so it's like deconstructing back to ground level, getting a couple of good guys around you, and if nothing, it's like, and it's amazing the opportunities that open up, because they say you become like your four closest, five closest people. Yep. Man, farmers need to just really assess that. If you're hanging out at the coffee shop with a bunch of guys that are having a bitch session, I'm sorry, you're just gonna be one of those guys. And so it really boils down to doing a better job of developing yourself as a human being. Put your job aside. And dude, I don't know a farmer out there really. No, I take that. I know a couple bad farmers. I know a lot of farmers out there, very, very brilliant people who could drop sell everything, pay all their bills, have a nice nest egg, and go make a crap load of money with almost no risk in an industry somewhere else if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to.
Right.
They don't want to.
They're choosing.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
And so, and it's dude, people have lost pride in their job because, and when you feel like, I write my check, everyone gets paid at the end of the day, and the farmer finally gets paid at the end. And when you basically financially cash roll everyone else's risk, and that only builds your level of risk, it makes you feel really low on the totem pole.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And used, I would assume.
Absolutely used.
Yeah.
Absolutely used. The whole, why am I doing this again? Mm-hmm. Because then you're like, man, you're assigning dollars to something you don't even believe in then. Mm-hmm. And so, not that it's a wrong thing, but if you don't understand it, it's really not somewhere you should stick your money, in my personal opinion. So, what was the question you asked?
I think you nailed it.
What the greatest source of hope?
Yeah.
The greatest source of hope is not an application that you ever do in a field. It's surrounding yourself with the best people you can find and having the balls to let go of the bad people around you.
Yeah.
Because, man, like when I was a kid growing up, there was the coffee shop guys, and those guys were toxic. Like, they were toxic to be around. You can go in and having a great day. You sit down and have a sandwich, and you don't even have to talk. You just sit there, and you come out. You snap at this person. You gripe about that field down the road. Well, that guy didn't have a clue what he's doing, and you really start to contaminate the mental process of your life, and it carries home.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start picking at your wife. You start telling your kids you didn't pay to do this. You didn't do that. Man, that's just industry aside. That's just if you can surround yourself with good people, man, that's where hope starts again. And I have had guys tell me, like, dude, I feel hope finally again because I felt like someone cares or someone can relate to what I'm going through. You know, and it's not how deep do I plant my corn? It's not, do I put potassium on it R4, to get a response.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a byproduct, man. You surround yourself with smart people that have good intentions, that care about your best interest. Dude, the best thing to do is tie your cart to someone who has no financial gain in you whatsoever. Like, really. I would say that I moved further ahead in my progression as a person when I looked for people who really didn't have time for me, but were kind enough to have time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to tell me when I'm messing up, and they're going to tell me when I'm doing good. And they have nothing to gain from either one.
Yep.
And, and so that's where hope in agriculture starts again. And I will die on that hill. I don't care what company it is out there that disagrees with that. That's fine. You make your case, have your following, your people, whatever it might be. But when that comes back into agriculture, dude, then good advice just comes faster than you can take it.
Yeah.
Really.
Guys, if you've liked the information that you've seen so far, go ahead and check out the full-length podcast on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe there. It's also on all the major podcast platforms. We're constantly dropping info and more content on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Check it out for a lot more content.